Hi, greetings everyone. In this video we will see how to modify the taskbar styles and the taskbar text. Taskbar formatting makes it easy to emphasize information by showing critical tasks in red and non-critical tasks in blue. We can also format the individual taskbars if you want to highlight key tasks like milestones that trigger the payments. Project actually has some taskbar formatting that's right on the ribbon. So for example, on the Format tab, when you click on Critical Tasks and you turn it on, and that shows the critical tasks in the red taskbar in the Gantt chart and the non-critical ones in the blue. If you turn off the checkbox, all the taskbar changes to blue. Turn it back on and now I can see all the critical tasks again. You can also format the bar styles, and that's a style for whole category of bars. So to do that, click the Format button and choose Bar Styles. That opens the bar style dialog box and it's rather imposing. There's quite a bit here, but it's really not so bad when you look at it. So let's say that we want to format the critical tasks. So here we are with the critical tasks. I select the critical row in the table, and now down at the bottom on this bar tab, I have the settings for critical tasks. But you can do things like you can choose a shape for the start of the end. In this case, I am going to choose some triangles like this, and you can see a preview up in the table here. You can also change the color if you want. See, I'll make it to red. So for example, you can make it a red, and the middle section, that's middle of the taskbar. So if you want to change the color, you can choose that color, as well as you can see that the changes the middle taskbar. You can also change the shape. Well, the shape is actually the width of the bar. You can really choose between the full width, a partial width, and then a narrow width. The narrow bars are great for things like progress, and you can see that up in the table here. The progress bar has a narrow bar and it's up at the top. One thing to keep in mind, if you are going to use the narrow bars, you want those to be near the bottom of its list in the table, because the project applies these taskbars from the top of the table to the bottom. That means that you have a full width bar that's at the top, and you can see the entire bar, and then you can see the narrow bars overlaid on the top of the full width bars. If you go the other way around it, in the narrow bars will be hidden behind the full width. So in this case, we are going to keep the full width of the bar. Another thing you can do, if you think you are going to print to the black and white, you can always choose a pattern, and that way you can choose like diagonal hash or vertical hash or vertical bars. That will show up differently on black and white printers. The great thing about these bar styles is that a project automatically takes care of applying them if the taskbar changes category. So for example, if the non-critical tasks becomes the critical, it's going to change to whatever formatting you have here. Another thing you can do is you can show the text around a taskbar. Here first we'll assign the shape to the ending bars, and here I'll make the changes. I'll change the color. Here also I'll change the color, say my color is orange. Now next is the text bar. I'll go to the text tab here. You can see right now that resource names are on the right hand side of the taskbar, but in this case I can, let's say, choose I'm going to go to the resource initials instead of resource names. The nice thing about the initials is that they are shorter. So you can still see who's assigned to a task in the time scale, but without taking up as much room. If you want, you could also put the start on the top of the taskbar. So when I click on OK, you can see those changes. So let me check if there are resources available here. Since I don't have any resource till now applied, I cannot see the initials over there. In this case, it's just on critical tasks because that's the taskbar style that we defined. You can see there is an initial, there is a start date here mentioned at the top. Another thing to remember is that this bar style formatting applies only to the active view. This is the Gantt chart view. So these changes will only appear in the Gantt chart. If you apply a different view like tracking Gantt, you won't see these same changes. Not the other thing you can do is to format the individual taskbars. Just change one taskbar that you want to emphasize for some reason. So let's say we want to determine the best methods of moving. To do that, go to the Format tab, click on the down arrow and choose Bar. You get the Format Bar dialog box here, which is very similar to the bar styles, just not the whole table, because we are just formatting this one bar. So you still have your choices of start, middle and end. For example, I just want to change this to green and we will leave the bar text alone. So I'll make this to green. If the only change you want to make is the color, there's actually a shortcut for formatting a single bar. That's to right click. You can right click and here you see a toolbar, a little toolbar that pops up and it's got a color that you want to apply. So here you can select any color you wish to apply. Say for example, if I want this orange color, so click the drop down and you can choose your own theme color. That's a color coordinated sets of colors that you can apply, or you just choose a standard color. And if you click more colors here, you can choose whatever color you want in this case and then just apply some orange color and the color changes automatically. Formatting a taskbar lets you emphasize entire categories of the tasks like critical tasks, or you can format the individual bars to highlight them. It's an effective way to show off the information you want to see. I hope the concept is clear to you. Thank you very much for watching the video. Bye-bye.